Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Yeah, Detroit. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go berserk. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Say break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Mission new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. To the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show with the boss. Hope everybody is having a good weekend so far. Boss, how you feeling? You having a good weekend out there in Denver?
I'm having a good weekend. I just got back to Denver today from Chicago. Got to see some family out there, so I'm a little tired. And it doesn't help when we know that was kind of a game of zero momentum on the Pistons' part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good weekend, good holiday. Now this back to the new year. How about you?
Okay. Same here. I'm a little tired myself. His road trip has been long for everybody, and of course the players first. But if it's been long for us with these late night games and it's throwing the body clock off and things like that, it's got to be hard on these guys as well. They still fought. They still tried. It wasn't even about that.
I like the way they finished.
I like the way they finished. We're going to get into that lineup more towards the end of the show for sure. Some things we saw. Chat. We see y'all, man. Y'all are in deep per usual. A lot of comments before the show even started. So if there's anything you guys want us to get to without us having to backtrack so far to catch up, make sure you guys hit us with a repost of your comment, put it in caps, super chat, whatever you got to do. And we will do the best we can to get to you. But we definitely see you guys for sure. Got to kick it off with my dog. We got some super chats already. My dog, Dominic, coming through, says, sometimes a player just got it. Claw was hitting over everybody without foul baiting. Respect. That is a fact. We don't see too many guys in this league outside of Cade Cunningham who doesn't consistently foul bait. And Kawhi is not one of those guys. He's never been one of those guys, which I respect.
Yeah.
And Dom says, but JB, we might have had a shot if you pull back LeVert and Duncan's minutes sooner. Need a quick leash when they don't got it. So we'll get to that as well. There were some things that I did see tonight that I did like from JB rotational wise. I think he did a little bit of what you wanted to see, Dom. I think he could have did a little bit more, but I did like what he did do, especially toward the end of his game. So I want to give him some credit. Yeah. Right, because we're seeing some changes, and I think that's the important piece. But Dom, I do think you're also correct in the fact that we could see a little bit more. So as always, bro, appreciate your insight. You are very observant, and you hit on a lot of good points, man. So I appreciate you as always. One more super chat before we get to your PSA, boss. From Doug, the OG of our community here. Says this one left a mark. Yeah, it definitely did. And it really wasn't, well, I'll save it. But you're right. This one did leave a mark. I think a lot of things we could take away from this one. Some things you just kind of live with one of those nights, right? But there were some things we could take away as well. So as always, Doug, I appreciate you as well, man. Pistons fan of 50 years and still going. So, boss, before we get started, do you want to get to your PSA?
Yeah, I mean, Dom and Doug already contributing, but we're still in it with the holidays. Even if the losses, we're going to donate half of our super chats to the Holland Group Foundation, and that will be running through. I think we have 2 more games left in that. So thank you everyone who's contributed so far, because they do great things. It's the foundation run by Ron Holland's family, and yeah, we will get. Sorry, we've just been doing so good with that, and
we're doing great. Yeah,
really appreciate everybody. And again, if you donate separately, just let us know so we can make sure to include you in the shout out, because you guys definitely deserve it.
Yeah, I think we're up to like $275 or close as far as donations already. Yeah. So people like Dom and Doug and Camille and everybody, man, who's contributed to that. We really appreciate all you guys, and we'll be doing a shout out for everybody who contributed. Come the first of the year when we start the new year. So. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. So we'll leave it there and we will get to some initial thoughts. Yeah. Boss, before I do that, let me just give you guys a quick overview of what happened in this game, and then we'll get to that. Tonight, guys, the Pistons, they lose their second straight game at the hands of the LA Clippers tonight, 99-112, and they fall to 24-8 on the regular season and 2-2 on their 5-game road trip with 1 game remaining. And boss, I will just go ahead and let you tee it off. What did you see? What were some of your initial thoughts in this game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, early on, we just kind of didn't get any momentum. We shot ourselves in the foot with some early turnovers. We weren't moving the ball, and they were just hitting offensively. And, when we started this road trip, I wasn't worried about the Clippers. But since we started, the Clippers have gone on their own little win streak. This was their 4th win in a row. Something's clicking with them. But, yeah, like Dom said, like Kawhi, he just could not miss tonight. I thought we actually played pretty decent defense on him. We definitely played really good defense on everybody else to shut them down, but he was just on fire. And then we just could not get it going. Right. On offense. We were just at 24% from threes while they were 41.2%. Yep. Didn't hate, the fact that Cade didn't score in the first half was, unlike him. We just could not get it going on offense. This isn't a game that especially because we still only held them to 112. I'm not going to overreact. I know we're not used to losing this season, especially 2 in a row. But I'm not going to overreact by it. I think it was just kind of a perfect storm of things. I saw a lot of good and a lot of bad, but I didn't see anything. It wasn't, anything drastic. And I actually think that there were some things better than even the Jazz game that we did.
I agree with that. I agree. Guys, sometimes good defense is just trumped and outdone by better offense. Right? And that's what happened tonight for sure. The Clippers 2-headed monster, man. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. Tonight I was calling Kawhi Claw B. Bryant. Yeah. Because he just couldn't be stopped, man. His midi, every time he released a shot, it looked like it was going in. Like it was just, he's looking like the Kawhi of old. He's turning back the clock a little bit, looking like that Toronto Raptors version of Kawhi Leonard that was healthy and, peaking and just looking really, really athletic. Like his ball handling, his quick movement, like he was very spry tonight, man. And as a team, they made shots, man. Those 2 guys, they made shots.
It's funny because it's like as a team, but it was also like almost all of them.
It was.
But Batum hit a few early, and then we happened to shut everyone else down. Yeah. Those guys, I mean, when they're both on it, it's hard to stop, and that's for their whole career.
Right. And it was despite good defense, right? Yeah. And the Pistons, they were throwing a ton of bodies at those 2 guys, Ausar, Cade, Tobias, Javonte, Ron. Ron was really the only guy who I think consistently had success guarding both of those guys. But, I mean, when you got Harden knocking down 3 balls with Ausar all up in his face without falling, and you got Kawhi knocking down fadeaway threes with Jaden in his face, knocking down near logo threes. Like I know. Kawhi, man, he recorded a career high, guys, in the 3rd quarter.
And his free throw streak as well. He hit 60 free throws in a row, I think, and then he missed one, maybe 61 or 62. So we saw him not only beat the record, his own record, I think the franchise record too, for most free throws in a row. Yeah. Maybe not record, but since. I think there was like someone in the early 90s had like 58 or something. And we also saw him at record end. And then we kind of saw it restart again. So.
Exactly. It's probably going to go for a while, what he's playing right now.
Yeah. He's
and boss, the Clippers bench scored a total of 5 points. I know. Normally when that happens, you think you're going to win the game.
And right? I saw a percentage that they said that it's like the highest or like fourth highest in the NBA.
Mhm.
That 72.5% of their points come from the starters this season. That's just not something that we're used to either. But
Right.
when they have guys like Harden and Kawhi, there's really very, very few minutes that they were both off the floor. And
Right.
it's like, it's kind of like when we talked about it with us, like with our depth, like sometimes, you know, when we're on it and we're hitting it, we don't give other teams a break.
Facts.
Tonight, we did not get a break from the Clippers offense.
Yeah, and you could see though, the Clippers, they did their homework. Tyronn Lue did their homework on the Pistons. They know
they played well. I give them props.
They know our calling card is defense to offense. That you could see they were determined to make the Pistons beat them in the half court, and they did that by playing efficient offensively, making the Pistons take the ball out of the hoop routinely so they couldn't get out and run. And that was led by Kawhi and Harden. Kawhi had 25 in the first quarter. James Harden had 14 in the first quarter. So because they were scoring at will like that, just showing off their offensive ability, the Pistons suffered, especially when they were forced into the half-court offense more times than not, which is what happened tonight. And evidence of that is the Pistons shooting ice cold from three-point, like you mentioned. 0 for 12 in the first half from three. First time that's happened in 3 years since October 25th, 2022. And they finished, like you mentioned, boss, 24% from three.
Yeah. I just not just a little off. And Kawhi had 50 points by the third. He only came back in to try to break the record, which is James Harden, which I think was best for everybody involved. For sure. But Harden also dropped 50 on us the last time we played him last year.
That's right.
Clippers. So those guys, they know just to like pull up and shoot. But
that's right.
While Kawhi's effort was exciting, the way the Clippers play, I think it was, a boring game overall because we never really got it going. We went on a few little runs, a few fun plays, a couple fun plays that we didn't really build off of, but also just I'm not a fan of. I like the ball movement, which neither team really had today. So I wasn't.
Right. Neither team really was. Yeah.
Just but yeah, like I said, I know that we'll get to some comments too, and we'll definitely talk about it if you guys have questions and stuff. But I'm not going to overreact to this because I think it was just a perfect storm of they were extremely hot on offense and we were extremely not. Absolutely.
Yeah. So before we get to some box score, I'm going to just say a few more things about what I saw, boss.
Yeah.
I did like the fight the Pistons showed. They turned a 26-point third quarter deficit to 13. They cut it in half by the fourth quarter. They just didn't have enough offense to overcome the huge scoring nights again from Claw and James Harden because those two guys combined for 83 points. 83 points. So unless you're shutting everybody else down completely, that's going to be a tough game to win. But I did like what I saw, boss, from the rotations we talked about a little bit earlier to end this game. The lineup of Cade, Jaden, Ausar, Stu, and JD. This is the lineup, guys, I've wanted to see start and finish games for a long time now. And that group is the group that we saw in extended minutes tonight in the fourth quarter fight and make this a tough game for the Clippers to have to close out, boss.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I'm curious when we get there, guys, because there are a lot of earlier comments. Repost them because I want to get your input about the JB lineups because I'm curious because I feel like tonight's looked a lot different than it has. I think he made very different decisions and people still aren't really that happy. So is it really about the lineup or is it just about our performance is what I would like you to ponder. And then if you have your opinion, share with us.
Right.
I'm curious what you guys are seeing.
And not even just our performance, but
I'm a little tired, so I might be missing. I might have
it's all good
in the game, you know. So.
But to your point, though, not even just our performance, but their performance. Once again, like they were knocking down shots, and we couldn't do what we want to do. As far as just getting out, it's just tough.
Another night of a team shooting over 96% free throws.
Exactly.
And what we were coming off of how many assists? 38. 2 back-to-back.
Last game, I think, yeah.
But then
2 back-to-back games, right.
We only had 18 tonight, and not only was that just to show ball movement, but it showed how our shots were not sinking.
And how we struggle in the half-court offense. We're seeing that more and more. So we'll get to that, guys, for sure.
I did want to quickly say that I did agree with you saying that you appreciated our fight because it could have gotten away from us, like really, like they would go up to 21, we bring it down to 16, get down to like 13, we got up to 9 at some point. We kept it in range, which, you know, isn't great, but we could have really been blown out.
It could have been 30 plus.
Yep. And like Kelser and Kane were saying at the end of the game, like all you want to see them now do is just finish off the fourth quarter strong, and I think that they did. So
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
We got some more super chats we're going to get to, guys. We appreciate the love, man. Doug coming back around
Yes.
says, Deuce, Sarah, can JB run plays for Ivy like Rip used to get? Unstoppable if he gets his groove. More cash for you too, Sarah.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. I think those guys' games are a little bit different. I don't think Jaden is that much of a movement player. Like Rip it was only a few guys in NBA history who've been able to do it like that. I think about Reggie Miller and guys like that. Klay Thompson. You know, it's not too many guys who just have that constant movement where they're running off screens, pin downs, curls consistently. I think Duncan Robinson is more of a guy like that than anybody on this team, right? But we know he's not the two-way guy that Jaden is. So back to Jaden, I don't think he's that kind of guy. I just think getting him in space and getting him in transition is where he's best. And he does have the ability in the half court when he puts his head down and forces the issue to be able to make some things happen. I think he can improve in that area as well, though. But I do think that's more so his game as far as transition and then just being opportunistic offensively when he has the ball in his hands. What do you think, boss?
Absolutely. I think you hit it on the head. I don't think he has the same game as Rip. He's a little bit more explosive. While Rip was more just methodical and kind of similar. But if you're talking about just maybe, you know, as our second scorer, which Rip, all of them were kind of our second scorer, but Rip was definitely a reliable one. I do think it's there. Again, I personally think he had a good game tonight. He played his most minutes that we've seen him.
Yes.
But again, like if you look, like he only shot 2 for 10, which looks bad, but they all look bad. All of them.
Yeah.
Except for Cade, he shot well in the second half.
And he had a bad first half. He made up for it. So yeah.
So I
still
still
one of those games.
What I saw, they just could not get a bucket. So I do think that he will be. I'm excited to see him play more with Cade. I think we saw some time without Cade tonight because of Cade's early foul trouble.
Yes.
But I think we would have seen them more together. But I think if he's another consistent scorer, he is going to get there. And the only reason, again, I'm not overreacting tonight is because it wasn't like he was the only one that had a low percentage. Almost everybody did. Yeah,
for sure. I agree with you. Let's get to one more super chat and then we will go to some box scores, boss, and we will keep getting to you guys as much as we can. We really appreciate it. Let's go to Philip. Philip says, we need to play consistent threes. We need to knock down consistent threes and play consistent defense. And I agree. I think the defense was there though, Philip. I'm not going to lie to you.
It was just
when you got it rolling like that, like they were making some tough shots, man. Kawhi was hitting tough shots.
I'm curious to see, they have those animations now where you can see where they're hitting from the court.
Yeah, the shot chart. Yeah.
He's going to be at every single spot. I mean,
Facts.
you know that he can make his mid-range, his fadeaway, his jumper. Like, that's easy. But he was hitting from the logo. He's hitting from right outside the three. He was hitting defenders on him. He was getting to the rim, free throw line. He was just everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. Another one just came in, so let's get to it really quick, boss, before I forget. DMG326 says, 2 injury-prone guys killed us in back-to-back games. Give respect where it's due. Cade drawing 5 Clippers to the paint speaks to how much teams respect other guys. Low-key getting concerned. We're going to talk about that in depth, DMG. So stay tuned for that because we're going to get into that a little bit more as to what you just said. So I think that is a great super chat, great comment, period. So thank you for that, DMG. We're going to get to that as well. Okay, boss, let's get to some box scores and see how this game broke down a little bit more. So let's start with Cade Cunningham, boss, tonight. Cade tonight, guys, had 27 points on 9 for 18 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3, 6 for 7 from the free throw line, 5 boards, 9 assists, 3 turnovers, pretty good ratio, 3-1 in 32 minutes. Boss, take off on Deuce. What did you see from him tonight?
I mean, the fact that those 27, that's a beautiful stat line. But the fact that it's, the 27 points came in one half is just crazy. Yeah. And again, it was because he got into early foul trouble. And then again, just couldn't find the bucket. We were trying to get the momentum going with threes as well. So he shot a few early threes, and eventually he did hit 2 in a row. And then Duncan hit 1. Like I was like, oh, we're getting back into it. And then of course, very short-lived for them. Yeah. But that's really all the notes I have from him. It's just the 2 threes in a row were his first baskets of the game. 9 for 18 at 50% is not bad, but 18 shots in one half is a little bit concerning. I'm
not mad at it because he knew he had to get this team going in the second half on his back because he knew he was scoreless,
Very true. And he did get to the line and 6 for 7. We can live with that. I'm not, I nothing against Cade except, I just wish he got it going a little earlier, but we've also seen guys lose them. Like we were just talking about how JD had a really bad game because of early foul trouble. and he just couldn't get that momentum back. So at least Cade was able to get that back, and that is something we see from him. But
Right.
it was looking a little scary there. Like I was like, I haven't seen Cade, score less than 10 points in a long time.
Yeah. These once again, like these games happen. Like we talked about how these games happen as far as guys going crazy on the other side. There are games when our guys don't play well in certain halves. You know what I'm like? This would have been much more disappointing if he didn't. Because all his points came in the second. He had 27 points in the second half.
Yeah.
So he didn't play good in the first half. He knew it. He recognized it and he corrected it. Right. Every game is not going to be him. And he shot 50% from the field. So. And that's considering he didn't score in the first half. So that means he shot well in the second half. You know what I mean? So, I think it happens when you don't have a good half. I just like the way he responded. He tried to pick his team up. He didn't start well. Scoreless in the first half, 3 fouls, and they all came in the first quarter, right? Yeah. And I have to say, I think that affected his two-way play, his two-way mentality from a defensive standpoint, because he can't be aggressive when you got 3 fouls, right? You don't want to pick up the fourth one in the first half.
Yeah, we saw him have to literally just let Harden have a layup.
Exactly. So
that was the smart move on his part, but
for sure,
it sucks to see.
Yeah, it is what it is. But once again, that's good discipline. He didn't foul out of the game. He didn't continue to create or commit bad fouls and have to sit even longer, so he couldn't go off in the second half. Like he made the adjustment. I'm not mad at him. He just didn't play well in the first half. And overall for this month, this is why we don't overreact for one game. For this month, he is second in the league in steals.
Yeah.
Second in the league in steals behind KPJ. He's ahead of Cason Wallace, who's third. That's the guy who is the offensive hub of our offense.
Yeah.
That's doing this. So come on, you know what I mean? So we didn't see that continue tonight, obviously, like you mentioned, boss, because he couldn't be as aggressive. But once again, he still did a lot of good things. In that second half, he woke up, man. He knew he had to step it up. And you saw he got going right away. Right away. He tried to hit first in that second half, put a dent into the deficit, make them a little bit nervous. He was doing whatever he could to do it. You mentioned back-to-back triples, no iron on either one of those shots.
Yeah.
And that was followed up by a transition lob to JD.
Yeah.
Right. So he was doing a lot of good things. That fueled a 12-0 run in the second half to start that half for the Pistons. But once again, it happened on the back of the defense. Yeah. Right. Defense, getting stops, transition offense. So he had 0 in the first half, had 27 for the game. So you know what I'm saying? Like had you not known he didn't had you saw the box score, you wouldn't know he didn't score in the first half.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, he almost got a double-double.
Right.
Yeah.
With 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at Cade. Bad half, but he made up for us. It's not his fault we didn't win this game at all. So anything else on Cade?
Nope. I bet, like most of them, but I bet he's feeling very frustrated today.
For sure. Oh, yeah. For a few reasons, which we'll get to later, boss, for sure. All right. Let's keep it moving, boss. Let's go to Duncan Robinson, guys. Tonight, Duncan Robinson had 5 points on 1 for 6 shooting. All of those shots were threes. He could not get it going from 3. Knocked down his 2 free throws, had 4 rebounds in 27 minutes. Boss, what did you see from Duncan Robinson tonight in this game?
I just saw a guy that could not get hot up there. And 1 for 6 field goal percentage, 1 for 6 from 3. Just couldn't do it. He did have that steal, that knockaway on Harden under the basket, which I appreciated from him because I just still see the effort was there. And he only had 1 personal foul, and usually again they go after Duncan, and so I think he held his ground really well. But could not get it going offensively, and that's that's kind of the story of the game for everyone. But that is what we need from Duncan. So, but like you said, this is just everyone has those games, and I'm actually 1 from 6 isn't even. It's bad, but he could be 1 for 10. His job out there is to shoot the ball. Right. So he could have just put it up more, but he was making, I think, smarter decisions in terms of when to shoot it and when to get rid of it. Even though did you see those Jimmy Neutron signs? Yes, they were showing on the wall. Filter too, being like, it does look like him. I was like, well, okay, Greg, but that's the point, and that's the troll point. Don't go in on the troll point. Yeah, man. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Man. This was not a good night for Duncan Robinson, man. We said it before, he tries defensively. He has games where he plays better. I thought he started off playing this game pretty solid defensively. He did some good things defensively. Masha says, Sheen, Jimmy Neutron, exactly. The vibes for sure. Yeah. But he just couldn't get it going. He had some good looks, really good looks from the corner, from the angle. He just couldn't get it to fall. They backed off of him too because he couldn't get it to fall. Right. And once again, it's like if you're not able to knock down shots,
I don't see why you're playing 27 minutes. Maybe that was what Dom was talking about as far as some of the rotations, as far as with Duncan.
Yeah,
that's a lot of minutes, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But because I mean, that's someone that's when me and you have talked about it. That's when I would have liked to see Daniss more. Because if we're stuck in this 16 point, that's like the point differential that comes to mind the most. I feel like that's where we were at the most, like 16 points. Then you got to change it up. And if you have 3-point shooters on this team, other than Robinson, yes, the only way to get points is to keep shooting. So even B's had games like this, last year. But that's when I would be like, okay, well, instead of 26 minutes for Duncan, maybe 20, and then get Jenkins up there closer to 8, 9, 10, and see what he can do, because he only got off one shot and for a short time. So, and
this is like the third straight game we've seen him only play in the second half at all. Right, only in the second half. So
he did play. He did get. Oh no, that was the second half. Yeah, you're right. He did start early one of these past few games, but then he didn't come back in.
Right. So yeah, it was tough for Duncan, man. You guys are saying the same thing. He was off tonight, had an off night, and that's the only thing I worry about. It's like if he's not knocking down shots, which nobody's going to do consistently, right? Nobody's going to do that. We're looking for guys to be consistent impact on the court in some way, shape, or form. And that's my only worry is if he's not knocking down shots, how is he really helping you? When he's in the game, is he still getting stocks? Is he still making, rotating well? Is he still standing in front of his guy? Is he sticking his nose in there defensively? Is he still impacting the game in some way, shape, or form? And I feel like sometimes when he's not hitting those shots, he's not really doing those things to a level we need him to as a starting guard, So that's kind of what I saw from Duncan. We'll leave it there, guys, and we will move on to Ausar Thompson, boss. Ausar Thompson tonight had 6 points on 1 for 6 shooting as well, just like Duncan. 0 of 1 from 3, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Pretty decent for him. 6 boards, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block for 3 stocks in 23 minutes, boss. What did you see from Ausar?
Yeah, the 3 stocks aren't bad. That's probably the highlight for me, and his free throws. I feel like he's been getting a little bit better at them these past few games, being in the line more and getting them. The turnovers I just remember because they were bad. They were bad. He got one just stripped from him and then just threw one away. The one that he threw away, it was right after Tobias had just thrown it away too. But then he went back and got that block on Harden, that was a good block because he closed out, didn't foul Harden, who that's just hard to do because it was a jump shot. Closed out, got up, grabbed the ball in the air. So that was good. There was some effort. I could see him getting frustrated. Felt like there was a lot of contact on him tonight. He was on the floor a lot. So I think he was just getting angry because something either his equilibrium was off and he just couldn't find his footing tonight, or there was contact that he thought they should have gotten foul called for or whatever. But I appreciate the stocks from him and the rebounds. He was at the board when he could. He had other than JD had the most rebounds for us tonight. But we just couldn't get anything. He's best on transition too, and we really didn't have any transition plays. So
exactly
didn't look his best tonight, but no one did. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we're not able to get out and run, he and maybe Duncan are affected the most, but maybe even him just because of how athletic he is. Because they were knocking down shots early in all game. They were knocking down shots, but once again, it forced the Pistons into a half-court offense. And when that happened, we once again found Ausar. And Ausar found himself with the ball in his hands trying to create off the dribble. I've said this before, boss. Like I don't want to see him with the ball in his hands in the half court trying to initiate offense, trying to take his guy off the dribble. That's not where he's best. And once again, we want to see him catching and finishing, not catching and initiating, right? I sound like a broken record, but we see him once again, like you mentioned, he lost the ball again tonight. Like when he catches the ball with 7 seconds in the shot clock, which is hard for anybody, but he's not a guy who can just bail you out and get a bucket, right? He's more times than not, he's going to make a bad decision or lose the ball or get it stripped, and it's not going to turn out well. So I think when we're not getting out and running, it affects maybe even him more than anybody else in the starting lineup because there's not a lot of actions that they run in the half court for him to really benefit. He's just more of a guy at right now, his peak. He's best getting out and moving without the basketball, catching and finishing. So I think that's something the Pistons need to keep an eye on for sure, because if they're not running, it's hard for him to be effective offensively.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. And it just kind of makes me think of even, when he was getting, trying to get fast and build momentum and be quicker out there. Yeah. That's when the contact kind of happened. He's kind of like a ping pong ball because it didn't match. It didn't match the vibe of the game. It didn't match the flow of the game. So I think him too, seeing some more emotion from him, I think is what we've been seeing a lot of. And he had some really great games, guys. And so I'm not going to really great games recently back to back and just consistently. So I'm not going to just, overreact to this game tonight. But I love seeing the passion because it's just going to carry over. Like now we've lost 2 in a row for the second time this season?
Yes.
And so, and you know that these guys don't want that. They don't like that. So
for sure,
I think him and Cade showed the most frustration and emotion tonight. And I think that they're going to just hold on to that because they don't want this. And what's crazy, guys, this Clippers team before this game just beat the Red Hot Rockets too. Amen.
Yeah. We've been playing some teams who've been beating some good teams.
Yeah. So
I agree with you there. Coach Sterling says here, boss, we got to get Cade some help. West Coast, too powerful. We need another. And that's kind of what I was afraid of coming into this West Coast trip. But we know we're great defensively. But there are going to be games when we face some of these high-powered offensive teams. And it's like, are we able to keep? Because you do have to still score, right? Even if it is off of your defense. But you got to score points. But when you're not able to get going and do what you want to do against a high-scoring team, that's when it gets hard because it means you're not getting stops.
And tonight it wasn't a high scoring team. And I have to remember, the West is tough, but they just won their 10th game. The Clippers are on a 4. Things are starting to click for them. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything, but that compared to us and ours, our record, they're a little lower. And again, they were just clicking tonight. And it was just mostly Kawhi because we still held them to 112. And just based on what we've been seeing, like the Jazz was, way more than that. We had a few more. I just thought, if Kawhi wasn't hot tonight, I think we would have had a chance too. But I'm not going to say what the other team did. It's more so we couldn't get it going on offense. I think that for me, obviously we work well. We work very well in transition offense. That's what we want to do. And that's just how we do it. But I think we do need to maybe, have some focus on if a team is holding us to our half-court offense, then we need to have, better plays out there to get guys open. So.
Yeah. Let's get a few more comments, guys, and we will keep it moving. Dante says, I'm not ready for Stu to start full-time yet, but he should start next game next to Duren. I need Ivy to get starting minutes like he did tonight. Ausar needs to stay locked in and let JB yell at the refs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the lineup I want to see. And I see Charles said the same thing, or Classic said the same thing. That's the lineup I want to see, guys. I think we're not seeing Stu because we're not seeing Jaden yet to balance the offense out with Jaden's offense if you're going to have Tobias not in the lineup and Stu in there instead. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised, as I've said, guys, if we see those guys kind of start or, they make that switch with those two guys at the same time, just to make sure that you have balance on both sides. But that is a lineup that I definitely want to see soon. And we saw it tonight, and we'll get to that a little bit more, a little bit later. But we'll go through the rest of these guys first and then move it on. You got anything else, boss?
I just want to address some stuff, and I'm looking back because I see a lot of people are posting about it. Just sass. And that just kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Duncan is if Duncan's not hitting his threes, we have other guys that could get hot out there. So I just wanted to address that because I see you guys and I kind of love it that Sass is getting some love and that you guys want to see him too. Yeah. I think that just also shows that we're all just desperate for someone who could have gotten some points behind the line, Right. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I understand the thought process as far as just having him come in and be a bucket getter. But I just know that Trajan Langdon, he said it over and over again. He likes optionality and flexibility with his lineups. He likes guys that can guard multiple spots. Yeah. Right. He likes guys who are big. Right. And it's not Stacher's fault, but he's 6'1", 6'2", so he can't guard most shooting guards, even some point guard. He's just not big enough. So what do you do when he gets caught on switches? Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's the kind of thing that I worry about.
I personally think he could have done well tonight on guys like Harden because he is just a little pesky. I think he does a good job. Small, boss. That's fine. That's fair, but I'm not going to make a judgment until I see it. Okay. But I think again, the defense wasn't really what was lacking tonight. It was offense. So I agree. I agree because the defensive effort was there. I agree with that. I just think that again, if we're going to play Duncan for 26 minutes and he's not making his threes, and you make a decision to put in Daniss to maybe have a spark. Fair. And some other guys that have a spark because that's what happened. At the beginning of the season, he kind of put in a whole lineup of spark plugs, like a whole lot of guys that could get it going, and they did for us. Yeah, tonight was just weird. Because we would get closer, and then he'd be like, "Okay, well, I guess we'll get our other guys out." It was just. Yeah. So I definitely agree that defense really wasn't the problem. We just couldn't knock down shots. So I do think he could have been helpful there. But I also agree with what you guys are saying as well, as far as what Trajan is saying he wants as a whole. So I think he's just kind of sticking to what he said. And I'm not mad at that.
that's what he said. So he's not veering from that. He wants size. He said he wants size. So, and J Moke says his size is a trade-off for his career. So yeah. So like, would it be that kind of a thing where it's like, is he giving up points? Is he giving up points? Is he giving up more points than he's scoring? So we don't know, but it's just one of those, I guess, things in theory that I could understand both sides of it for sure, especially on nights like tonight.
Yeah. I just think tonight I think all of us were just hungry for someone to get
hot.
Because even though Cade did score 27 points, they were a little sporadic. There wasn't like a ton of moment, like it was just someone that you could be like, oh, they're hot right now. Like Kawhi was tonight. Like every time he shot the ball, you're like, well, that's going in. So we just had nothing like that tonight, really. So
right.
I could just see that.
So we understand why you guys are all like looking for, like, we're all trying to figure out the best ways for us to avoid this in the future, to how we can just have that consistent scoring when we need it to go along with our defense for sure.
And I think that if we didn't, kind of make that run towards the end, maybe we would have seen some guys like Chaz or Dane and Daniss and Sash, just to see if they want to, get some shots in and, just for something. But we did kind of in the fourth play pretty hard and had some opportunity to bring it closer. And so that's why. But I think if they stayed at 20 for the majority of the fourth, then maybe we would have seen those guys. But
could be. Philip come back around, says you're an NBA player, all can hit threes. It comes down to chemistry and rhythm. And I think that's kind of what they're trying to develop now. They're just trying to get a set rotation, I think. And I think they've been trying out different lineups and giving whoever plays in these games consistent minutes. So that way we're not having everybody play, but they're only playing 10 minutes. And it's hard to really evaluate what they can do in that time. So I'm not mad at that. Go ahead.
Not a complaint, but was a comment from people, because we are excited about the depth and we want to see guys get minutes, but then we're also like, well, we want consistency too. So that's where they're at right now. And again, we talked about it. This road trip is a huge test for them. So we're 100% going through the hard test part. And I mean, we'll talk about this later too, but it's just the whole not overreacting thing is like, I'd rather us figure this out now than in March and April.
Exactly. Exactly. The season is not dependent on us playing at our peak in December. For sure. All right, one more super chat and we'll keep it going. Doug coming back around. Appreciate you, says for you, Deuce. Okay. What do you got to say? Chaz and Bobby play great with the Crews. Chaz with team on the bench versus MCC. I love the Crews games. Patience, I guess. Yeah, I think Chaz is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
He knows his game. He always plays well when he goes down there. I think he had a 40-ball game not a week or two ago. So this is good reps for him. It's good for him to continue playing basketball because, the systems are similar between the Crews and the Pistons. They have a lot of the same. They got the synergy.
Together.
Exactly. It's like it's a nice branch, 100%.
Not every
So that's good for him, right? And I think Bobby's going to continue. I think Bobby eventually is going to have a role in this team as well. I think it's just good to keep those guys active and playing for sure. So
yeah. And it's the first time in a while that we've had just a second round draft pick, and then we've had to not have to rely on a rookie to come in and play for us right away. So
great point.
That's kind of weird because every now and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's Chaz, because I talked about him, but we haven't had to just throw him in to the wolves that we have had to do with our other rookies that we've drafted.
That's a great point. As far as not having to rely on this guy to carry.
You get some time to develop, which is nice.
Yes. Yeah, that's how you got a good system in place for sure. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. Great comments. Great point you made, boss. Let's go ahead and move it on to Tobias Harris, Uncle T, guys. Tonight has 6 points on 2 of 5 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 3 steals, like the steals, in 22 minutes. What did you see from Uncle T, boss?
Yeah, I thought his defense was even pretty good. He didn't fall. He was vet. It's because it's a vet on vet scenario. Like he wasn't falling for the pump fakes. He wasn't falling for Harden swing through. Or there was one part where Kawhi literally had his head just down, trying to get him to just, like it was almost
trying to bait him.
Stand up, but 6 points is rough because he scored our first 4 points, so that's even more
exactly.
Rough. But also 2 from 5. 6 points would be worse if it was, 2 for 10 or 2 for 12. Like he wasn't just throwing the ball up, and 2 of those were threes as well, just trying to get the momentum, which no one was hitting their threes tonight really at all. So the stocks are really good. I think he just held it down as a vet out there again.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 points was, kind of the average for the players tonight on our team. So
yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. You want to see more than 6 points out of Tobias.
Yeah.
I did think that he exerted a lot of energy defensively. You mentioned that he had some good individual defense on guys like Kawhi, where he was strong enough to stay in front. Yeah. Right, he was using his body and staying in front. I like what I saw from him defensively, especially early in this game.
He seemed intentional. Like he knew that he was on defense and he stayed in the moment to not make any crucial mistakes or errors.
Right. I thought he did a good job of that early. I just would have liked to get some more and just more shots, because he only took 5 shots.
Yeah.
Right. 2 of 5 is we need him to be more aggressive. I want to see him in that 15 point range, per game if we can get it.
I feel like that's part of our ball movement tonight, though, because he's not usually the creator, and he's not, someone to bring it up. So usually we find him for a shot.
Yeah, some actions in the post.
Yeah. So I just don't think that, because he only had 1 assist tonight. Mm-hmm. We were pretty low on assists again. Everyone had less than 3 except for Cade, who had 9. So again, the ball movement just wasn't really there. And I think we usually just get it to him and then he'll create his own shot.
Yeah.
We just didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah. Exactly. I wanted to. I saw the Avery say, "Yo, Deuce, what is in that bottle? What in the world is in that bottle? What you got in that bottle?" It's just, you can't see it, but it's Calypso, guys. I have to get a new water bottle. I have not. I can't. I don't know what I did. I had like 2-3 water bottles. Can't find any of them. So I'm just kind of freeballing tonight. Got some Calypso. But nothing serious. Nothing serious. But I'm seeing some of these comments you guys are saying about Uncle T. Jay says Uncle T should be getting ready for Ice Cube's Big 3 League. I'm screaming. Oh, man. Yeah, he wasn't good tonight. He didn't have a great offensive night. I think he tried his best, like DMG says. He tried his best, but he just didn't have enough.
Like most people tonight,
it wasn't just him. But, he was just one of those guys who just really didn't give us on a night when we really could have used it, like some other guys for sure. So, yeah. We'll leave it there on Tobias. We're not going to get into him making a ton of money and all that stuff. We already know. We know. 25 minimum was crazy, though.
Usually are very reliable. He's been very reliable lately to get at least 12 to 15 points. So
he has been. Again,
he has been all off with that. Just like Duncan's reliable to usually get at least three threes.
Yeah. So. For sure. But just like with Duncan, we say the same thing about all these guys. If you're not doing it on one end, you got to at least try to be impactful on the other end. I thought Tobias did do some good things defensively, so I'm gonna give him that. I still want to see more, but I gotta call it both ways. So I'll give him that much. All right, we'll leave it there on Tobias, guys. We will go to JD. JD tonight, guys, had 18 points on 8 for 12 shooting, 2-2 from the free throw line, 14 boards, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block in 31 minutes. What'd you see from JD tonight, boss?
You know what I really liked from him tonight were his mid-range shots.
Yep.
They were far from this first one was like past the free throw line.
Yep.
He just looked really comfortable and confident in those. So that was just big. He really stepped it up there and made the right decisions in terms of shot making when our offense was just kind of flailing elsewhere. Just great offense. He had a block on Harden, which I appreciate.
Yes.
He's had a couple games in a row now with blocks. So So yeah, he obviously had the best game. Still had that streak going of we haven't lost yet when he scores 20 or above. So kind of glad that we lost with him at 18, so we can keep the streak alive. Because I think if he got another basket in the 4th, I don't think we would have still pulled it out just because of that. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate the 18-14 double-double is huge. Yeah, I think he did 8 for 12 is the best offensive performance of the night. Free throws were good. Good rebounds, 5 offensive, which was the most on the team, 9 defensive, which was the most on the team, and 0 fouls.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. So, exactly. I was just about to say, great bounce back for him from a defensive standpoint, for sure.
He was the best. Cade obviously had a great second half, but overall for the entirety of the game, Duren had the best on the team.
I would agree with you. I would agree with that. He carried the offense in the first half.
Yeah, he was 8 points in a row too, like second quarter.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, there was a point I think we had 32 and he had like 17 of our points, like in the first half. He was just literally like scoring half of our points in the first half, and he did a really good job on the boards too. He's been really consistent on the glass as far as his fight. Right, the 14 is good, of course. That's a grown man number. Yeah. But he's fighting for everything, man. He's getting grabbed and held, and people are jumping on his back like he's wearing a backpack. Yeah. Like it's crazy, but he's still in there fighting, tapping the ball out for extra possessions, just doing all the little things, man. Like I got to give him credit for his effort on the offensive and defensive glass because he's locked in to that painted area. The way we always say Stewart's locked into making that his home, we're seeing JD try to do that more and more as far as just cleaning the glass.
He's definitely picking it up. And I agree. Like there's a lot of, elbows to the back of the head.
Oh my gosh.
Always there, it just hit. So I appreciate that from him tonight. And there were a few times that he, had to grab the ball and hold on to it. And that's just what I needed from him. After, he could get a little bit loose sometimes with the ball in his hands under the rim, and tonight he made up for it. So
yeah, he showed off with that bag, that midi. I think we're gonna see more and more of that as he continues to grow into that, get more comfortable. He's shown the ability to be able to show some range. He had a couple shots that were ill-advised, like one from the corner wasn't a good shot where he didn't even catch glass. I think he caught a little didn't catch rim, caught a little backboard. He was trying to play it off like this. Like that ain't get tipped, bro. It's a bad shot. But overall, you know what I'm talking about?
I just remember. I think they ended up calling it like out of bounds after a second, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Still just
But he was good overall. I'm gonna get to this super chat. Doug coming back again. My guy says, "Do you think losing justifies these stupid trade rumors?" I don't. Not yet.
These trade rumors are going on when we're winning.
Yeah.
So, and again, guys, I understand tonight was super frustrating. We do tonight. We've talked about it. We do need a consistent second two scorer. Mm-hmm. It feels like we're just dragging this on. But guys, we're still number one in the East. We still have a great record. We're still doing better than any of us could really have imagined at this point in the season. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's just like the trade rumors. Obviously, if a move needs to be made to help us, then it will be made. But the trade rumors have been going on even when we're on our win streak. So. Yeah. Like I still think it's too soon. And once again, get it out of your system. Whatever makes you feel better. So
I hate to keep referencing Trajan Langdon, but he's the one in charge of what happens as far as with these moves. And he's continuously said, "What's up, Tom? What's going on, bro? What did you see in this game, man?" Only man who could stop Kawhi tonight was Pablo Torre. I'm dead. Wow, that's hilarious, man. What did you see from tonight, though, Pon? Let us know.
Be like, let something drop. Get some gossip in here. Let's talk. Let's get them banned for the second half.
Right.
Wasn't even banned for the second half.
Man, that was wild. But I think it's way too soon for these trade rumors. That's not to say that a trade won't eventually happen. Yeah. But we can't be knee jerk after 1 or 2 games. I do think we need some more scoring and things like that, like we've talked about. Mm-hmm. But Trajan Langdon, again, has continued to say he wants to give these guys time to play together to see exactly what they need. Not to see if they need anything, because they may need something, but to see exactly what they need and who they need. Like what guy, based off of what these guys have shown, strengths and weaknesses, what guy can come in and fill most of those gaps.
Right.
The only way you're going to know that is if you see these guys play enough games in order to know that. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to make a move in December. He's just not going to do it.
Yeah. And we don't want to make a rushed move, guys, because, again, this was an evaluation year, like you said. Mm-hmm. But I get it. It's frustrating. We've been kind of spoiled. We've been kind of spoiled with the momentum of the team this year. What happened last year after only winning 14 games and then dropping to 45. Mm-hmm. We're excited. And it's you guys being so excited and so passionate about, what can we fix? That's huge. And vent it all out and everything. But
for sure,
all of these guys are obviously very talented players, and we're still kind of figuring it out. And tonight, again, was just kind of one of those games. Like the Jazz game had its issues, but tonight, like I said, I think we played I think we played better in terms of defense and perimeter defense, but we just could not make the shots.
Right.
Especially early. I told Deuce, we were shooting a lot of threes, and if even some of those went down, the lead wouldn't have been above 10. We'd been but we
Eric was saying that too. Yeah, we talked about that.
Not get it going. So.
Yep. 100%. Tom comes back and says, "I don't have too many complaints from this game. Really bad shooting night, plus career night from a top 10 player in the league. But we could use some more." I agree with all that, Tom. I agree with all that. It's just one game. You're going to have bad shooting nights. We always say Steph Curry has bad shooting nights, and he's the best shooter, God ever created, right? So, and he says, plus a career night from a top 10. Yeah, when Kawhi's playing like this, he is definitely a top 10 player in the league. He is automatic when he is in rhythm, man. And he is
injured for 10 games this season. That's why I think the Clippers are starting to click now too. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, all the Chris Paul stuff happened too, and after that happened, they were on a slump, and then they kind of picked it. So they're just working through their team momentum too. They just beat the Lakers. They just beat the Rockets. They beat us. So they're beating very good teams right now. So they also just working off that momentum. And It won't last. But they also have really bad games. I've seen it, So it's just one of those things. And we just, with our depth, we haven't seen us really have, since like the Cavs game, we haven't seen us really have a bad game because a couple people usually help us get it done. But today, we just couldn't do it. So I think this type of game was new to us this season, I would say.
Facts. Real quick, funny comment. Roy the Victor says, Tom, tell Jack to stop saying we should win because we always lose when he says that. Make sure he gets that message, Tom. That's hilarious. All right, guys, we'll leave it there, man. On JD, I thought he played really, really well in this game. That's the JD that we've all been saying is going to be the All-Star next to Cade, which I think will happen. That's the JD that we've been saying is going to get his bag because I think that's going to happen if he keeps doing this. So, yeah, if we keep seeing this version of him, just from the effort standpoint, the box score is going to show him more times than not his numbers for sure. Daryl is the ultimate Clippers fan. So he gets one comment tonight, and this is going to be it. I think he loves them more than Pistons. So we only going to give him one comment. That's my bro, though. Daryl says when Kawhi, it's all good. No, Daryl's my guy. He says when Kawhi is healthy, he's the baby goat, and nobody can guard him. I mean, Kobe Bryant. That's what I was calling him earlier. He was looking like Kobe out there, man, looking like MJ from that mid range, just to where it's like he just can't be stopped regardless of who you put on him. When guys like that have it rolling, you just gotta tip your cap and say, "Nice shot." And we had to do it over and over and over again. So DMG says, "How old is JD again, Deuce?" I think he just turned 22, I believe. So he's a young pup, man. Like he's built like a grown man.
I'm curious how many double-doubles he has. Zach told you the 2010 games should be happening. Just a double-double should be happening for him, especially with the effort he's showing. Yeah. So I even saw him, at one point, JB was like, get up. Like he was like, get up the floor, Jalen. And he did. He hustled after that. I think he was a little slow, but then just needs to be reminded, like, you gotta do both ways. And I just saw that from him tonight. So.
Agreed. So we'll leave it there, guys, on the starters. We will get into some of our bench guys. So, guys, let's start with Caris LeVert. Let's start with Caris and see what happened with him in this game tonight, guys. Tonight, Caris LeVert had 4 points on 1 for 3 overall, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, 1 steal in 13 minutes, boss. Interesting. Yeah. Take off on Caris.
I think, Caris definitely isn't to blame tonight. He's been the go-to guy to blame, but he stayed out of the clutch. He wasn't in any clutch minutes. He wasn't in the fourth at all, I don't think. He had I thought he had really good defense. He did really good on defense again, but it was kind of that vet on vet thing. He's played long enough in the league, the same league that Kawhi and Harden had played in, that he's learned their game a little bit. And I think he was in there. He was most of his minutes that he was in was when Cade was out with the fouls. And I think he held it down pretty well. Yeah, he had turnovers, but 1 turnover, but he and no assists. But I just don't think it was anything bad. 1 for 3. Yeah, 0 for 2. He tried the 3-pointer, made his free throws.
Yeah.
Just didn't play long enough. But again, not didn't play long enough. Didn't play long enough for me to give an opinion, because even I felt like 13 minutes. I'm kind of shocked that was his number, because I just don't remember. He played early on. He played a big stretch early on, I feel like, and then
that's part of why, though, because he did leave the game with left knee soreness.
I didn't know that,
and that was a big part of it too. A shot to Amari. Amari did tweet that during the game. I don't know if that. I won't say it's not legit. I don't know if that would he have played 13 minutes if he didn't have a sore knee, is my question. Because I was actually happy to see other guys get chances to play more. We talked about in the past how, he hasn't been great when he's gotten like 25 plus minutes, and we like to see other guys who we'll get to later. Whatever the reason, I'm hopefully he's okay, first of all, but I'm glad that other guys got a chance to play more minutes. I just wonder if that would have happened if he didn't have that knee soreness kind of thing.
I didn't know that, and I question that as well. I think that just another thing that showed me that JB was kind of just maybe listening to, not criticism, but just listening, feeling it out, seeing what else works. Is I feel like he's played Duncan in clutch situations too. Yeah, Duncan didn't play much towards the end of the fourth either. Not that it was very clutch, but we tried to get it closer, and then he went with the starting lineup. So yeah, LeVert was just kind of there tonight. I don't think he negatively impacted it or positively did. Just had the same offensive woes as the majority of everybody else. But I do think that he played pretty good defense. His skill was really nice too. So
Michael says Caris will be 15-20 once Ivy plays 30. I think that is realistic. I think that'll be the gradual, off the clutch and on the gas for my people who drive the stick, that gradual shift.
Yeah.
I think we'll see more of that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm looking for that for sure. For me, when it came to Caris, hopefully he's okay, like I mentioned. But we talked about last episode, boss, when Eric was here. We talked about how we didn't see much of like guys like Jaden play a lot. After he had played a good game, he played 14 minutes, and we were. Yeah, so we'll get to Jaden, but I thought Caris was okay in the minutes that he played tonight. He did play some good defense. He had a couple, I think he had a steal or two. Yeah. Played pretty good positional defense. He got cooked a few times, but I mean everybody's getting cooked by these guys tonight. But he played some pretty good defense on Harden at times. He was trying to move his feet. He did a good job once again moving off ball, right, and catching and finishing, which I like to see. A little bit less of him trying to drive from the top of the key. And just, and being more so of a benefactor of catches just from moving off the ball and getting finishes that way, because he does a good job of that. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's all I got for him. He didn't really play a lot, so I didn't really have much to really go off of him. But that takes us to our next guy, and that is Jaden Ivey, boss. Okay. Tonight, guys, Jaden Ivey had 11 points on 2 of 10 shooting, so he was cold a little bit. 2 of 5 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal in 29 minutes, which is, I think, by far a season high, boss. Yeah. So take off on J.I. What did you see from J.I. tonight?
I mean, I was a little shocked by the 2 of 10, but, overall not shocked because no one's shots were falling. Yeah. The 2 threes that he made were big. The free throws, 5 of 6 were good. For me, when he was on the court, it was when we moved the ball the most. And so that's what I like to see from him. I saw the aggressiveness, the explosiveness. It was kind of funny when I had missed the part because I was letting my dogs out and I came back in. I think it was we'll get to him, but the Ron Holland basket to start the second. I thought it was Ivy. I was like, oh, it's explosive because of the headband. And then I was like, oh no, that was wrong. Cause I just saw the replays.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because 30 minutes. And again, because we talked about yesterday, if he doubled his minutes, we'd see a better stat line. And today, but again, no one was hot offensively. But I just appreciated the ball movement on the floor when he was on there, and he was a big part of it. Again, 3 assists and everything, but also just because he wasn't necessarily the play creator. I didn't see him bring it up a lot. I just saw him move around on the screens and try to get the ball to other people. So
I thought he was pretty good tonight, man. He didn't shoot the ball well, but like we've said 2 or 3 times already, if you don't have it going on one end, how are you doing on the other end? Or how are you contributing, even offensively, if you're not able to score, right? Just how are you still impacting if you're not knocking down shots?
Right.
The 2 for 10 surprised me as well because I felt like he was still impactful enough to be a positive.
Right.
He closed the game.
Yeah.
Right. He closed the game. Maybe that was in part due, because of Caris not being available, which I hope it wasn't the only reason. But I thought it was nice to see him close the game. Offensively, I thought he made good decisions with the ball. He wasn't always just looking to score. There were times when he was looking to get other guys involved once he got into the teeth of defense. Yeah. He may have had a shot at the rim with a big there, but he pull it out or he make a right, pass to open guy, like just playing team ball. Yeah. Playing team ball. Exactly. I think he didn't have a turnover again. I don't think tonight. Let me see. Turnovers again, guys. He's been very low with his turnovers. Very low with his turnovers, boss.
Yeah, and like someone mentioned, it's lost 2 assists on Bloom Bunnies. That's kind of the story of the game. I think their assists were so low. I mean, we got 20 assists less than the last 2 games. But again, he kept passing. Like the ball movement was good. So screaming attack, he kept passing. So both. Like and going 2 for 10. I think he was just trying to make the right decisions later on too. Of like, again, the ball wasn't really working for him. I think he just did a good job. He took the shots. The shots that he took, he looked comfortable taking. They weren't going in. And then to have 3 assists was other than, again, Cade and who had 4.
Yeah. So like I thought he did a good, even when there were times when he was
most assists in the game next to Cade.
and he was aggressive at times getting to the hoop. Even when he wasn't knocking shots down, he was just pulling the defense in and allowing guys like Stu and JD to get putbacks and stuff like that. Things we hate to see from our guys not do as far as helping the helper. He was J.I. was able to do that, just kind of get into the paint and get other guys shots. Even if he wasn't knocking down the shot, he was drawing another guy. Help side defense, if it's not there, it's an easy putback. And then defensively, I thought he was really good too. Despite them knocking down tough shots, like he was playing pretty good defense on Harden and Kawhi. He can play either guy. He's big and strong enough to play against either guy. And that's that optionality that Trajan Langdon wants, having guys who can guard multiple guys, right? So I think that's why he's so important as well. But his rotations too, defensively. When they would come and double Kawhi, here he comes streaking to get a steal. Like, he's just making plays on both sides of the ball. So I thought that was good as well. Drew an offensive foul on a screen. You're only going to get that if you're fighting hard.
Yes.
Right? Because if you're staying attached to the guy, sometimes a screener tries to give you a little bit more room, and that's what causes the offensive foul.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen if you're not staying attached.
Yeah.
Right? So that was big too.
Again, most minutes of the season by far. I mean, he played 21 in the Bucks game like over a month ago.
Yeah.
And so other than that, he's been playing closer to 14 to 18. So now he played almost, 29 tonight, and he looked good the whole time. So that's a positive we can take, is that he was in form enough to still play, energetically for almost 30 minutes. Because
exactly.
That's what he will, hopefully this like opens the door now for him to play more and again start soon.
Mm-hmm. Now, hear me out, guys. Hear me out about J.I. Y'all know that's my dog. Yeah. And I love how he has bought into the team's style of play, right? Defense first, playing physical, going all out on that end, and then offensively playing with movement, moving without the ball, just unselfish basketball. I love that. Yeah. However, I need Jaden to be more aggressive offensively. I need him to be more aggressive. Take a look at this picture here, guys. Somebody sent me this on Twitter. Shout out to Mikey X Davis. He said, in my opinion, this speaks to how teams feel about Cade's teammates. We're not beating the Knicks may seem like an overreaction, but ever since those wins with blown leads, I felt differently about this team. I focus more so on this graphic, guys. Mm-hmm. Look how many bodies in red jerseys are around Cade. That shows the lack of respect that other teams defensively have for our other starters.
Yeah.
And I say that because there were times when I was watching J.I. when it looked like he just wasn't looking to score. He was just looking to move the ball and facilitate. There was one play where he was kind of deferring to Ausar in the half court at time. And I'm like, bro, I need you to go. Like, I feel more comfortable with you being the guy to make a play in the half court as opposed to Ausar because of your ability to handle the ball, knock down shots. So I would like to see him do that more. Just be more aggressive. I need him to be a little bit more aggressive so that way we don't have things like this happening more often, right? To where everybody is just focused on Cade. We know J.I. has the ability to take focus off of him. He just needs to be more aggressive and be who he is more. And you can see though, he doesn't want to hurt the team with bad decisions. And that's why he's deferring, I think, so much. Mm-hmm. But we just need him to be more aggressive, looking for his own offense. So he just got to strike that balance. I think it seems to me like he's kind of overcompensating a little bit with the unselfishness. Right. Okay. So we need that balance. I need him to balance it out a little bit more and be a little bit more selfish now to balance it out and look for your offense to help take that pressure off of Cade. And I think with time and more reps, he'll find it. Because before it was like he's shooting too much for fans. Right. Then now it's kind of like he's doing a little bit too unselfish now. So I think he'll find that balance as he plays more and more. That's the only thing I'm going to say about J.I.
I think that's just the momentum. Again, like we were talking about how the way we were playing, the pace wasn't great for Ausar. I think it was kind of the same with Ivy. And today, he wasn't, he did play with Cade on the court, but he was also out there for a majority of the minutes that Cade was on the bench with foul trouble. Mm-hmm. So there's just that. But I think you're right about the decision making. But then I think when he's not seeing the ball go down, then he's, is trying to make the right. None of them were really, I would say, none except for maybe Duren, none of them were really aggressive on offense tonight because they knew that they were behind. They were behind by double digits the majority of the game. So I think that they were just trying to make the right call. And when, they weren't hitting threes, they weren't hitting certain things that, maybe it would have helped them. Because I even thought after Duncan made his free throws that he would start heating up, Right. And you need to see those. But I agree. I think that none of them, except for maybe Duren, really took on that. Like, I'm just going to be aggressive and find my shot. They were just trying to be the team player and make the right call. Right. Back into the game. Yeah. But and again, I think J.I. is, but we saw his speed the other day. We saw his nice shots to pass out, but those were mostly on transitions too, because he would just go find his spot in the corner and they'd pass it out to him running down.
Yeah.
thing. And so I think it was the pace of the game tonight that just made him less aggressive as well.
Shout out to DMG for that tweet. I didn't know that was you, bro. Shout out to you, man. That was a great picture that you had there. So I definitely had to use that.
And a great
point. I agree. The only thing I'll say about that, because I do agree, boss, like it was everybody as a whole. I just feel he has the ability in the half court to be able to make things happen.
True.
Right? You know what I'm saying? He's strong.
Yeah.
He's strong. Like he can bully guys.
And we saw it.
And he's got a good handle. Like he can get to his spots. We saw him sometimes getting fouled. Like even if you're not scoring, just drawing fouls, getting to the line. You're a good free throw shooter. Like on your free throws. You know what I mean? He can still be effective in the half court. Go ahead.
I was like, again, I got Ron confused with Ivy on the replay walking in because that's an Ivy thing to do, is to like just explosively get to the rim. And Ron did that tonight. And so yeah, I can see that if Ron can do it, because the Clippers, I'll give them credit too. They did have good defense on us tonight. But they're not known for that like we are. Yeah. So it was just everything worked in their favor tonight. And again, they're kind of just clicking. I'm curious. Like if they make a run for the West, they'll be a lot more interesting here in the West. I mean, we got basically the Spurs and the Nugs and the Thunder.
Right.
It's kind of mid right now. But if the Clippers were good last year, they went to 7 games against the Nuggets. But I just think I agree with you there because we're
gonna need him, man. Like we're gonna need him because he's.
I thought that it was, if Ron could get it done tonight, but Ron is always fearless. But if Ron could get it done and he can take it, rim to rim for the nice layup, then we know that J.I. can do that because that's when he does a lot for us. So
it's a good problem to have, right? Because you're seeing that he's bought in.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of tinkering and adjusting and making those slight adjustments to say, hey, I could play team ball and still be me. Mm-hmm. Right, he's so bought into just playing team ball, but he's so good and talented and can do things that not many other guys on his team can do.
Yeah,
we need him to still do those things too. So it's a good problem to have, and I'm sure he's going to balance it out. I just noticed it, like DMG noticed it when it was so many eyes. Yeah. I said last year, like if J.I. was playing, it wouldn't have been double team after double team on Cade because you know why? J.I. was playing to his identity while still playing good basketball. He was aggressive though. Yeah, that's why I was saying they would have won if he was there. Because he would have been making them pay for that. So that's the only thing with him. But Cade, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he'd be really fun against the Lakers because Reeves is not their explosive player. I would say not an explosive in the same sense as Ivy, but he can get it. He can find his shot very well. So if Ivy, can harness that into just getting his shots off and go, at least attempting to go to the rim. I try it a few times.
Yeah, right.
Then reevaluate.
Right.
Hopefully that's what he takes away from this game.
For sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. KS25 says, I saw what you saw, Deuce. Ivy doesn't trust his leg, fully driving to the rim. He looks hesitant and afraid to make mistakes. That's the piece I think. He just doesn't want to hurt the team.
That's all.
Which is normal. Yeah. But turnovers are a part of the game. He has to adjust. Yeah, he's going to turn the ball. I think that's a great point. He doesn't want to hurt the team. Yeah. That's why you're not seeing him with high turnovers. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he's got to balance it a little bit more. We can have a couple turnovers because we need you to be that threat because you're so effective on the court and you help Cade so much because of how talented you are. So just that balance. Exactly. It'll come with time, 100%. So I think you guys are kind of on the same page there. Going to give him a little bit more patience. Of course, obviously he still hasn't played that much, but you're seeing eventually get there. So it'll come. But I thought overall J.I. played a good game. If he hits a few more of those shots, he had a really good game. I
just want to visit this comment from Vulture. Why does every real superstar gets a career high against us? Well, it's funny and stuff, but it's why? It's because our defense shuts down other options. And so the superstar has to wake up and do it. So that's how I feel about it. I think we take away other teams' options, so they rely on their star. I agree. All right, let's move it on. Let's move it along, boss. Let's go to the guy you just referenced, Ron Holland. Lil Ron, Dog Pound Jr. Tonight, guys, Ron Holland finished with 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting overall, 0 of 1 from 3, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, and 1 block in 18 minutes. Boss, take off on Dog Pound Jr. Lil Ron. Yeah, stuffed the stat sheet. Again, not a high offensive game, but story of the night, but 2 of 3, still better than a lot of percentages out here. Great defense on Harden. Like when I saw him on Harden when he first came in the first, I was like, the way that vets have attacked Ron, knowing that he's the younger rookie. Yeah. I was a little bit worried, but he had the great defense that forced a bad shot on Harden. Harden kept it ISO the whole time and missed the shot. And then on the next possession, he stole it from Harden.
Yes, back-to-back possessions.
And so it's like
Took on a challenge, man.
Just does that. He's like, again, we know this about him. We say it every game. He just plays the same way every game. He's fearless, and he's gonna play you hard. And if he gets called for the foul, so be it. He's gonna know that he did all he could do.
Mhm.
But then he opened the second with that going all the way to the rim, which was really nice.
Yep.
He had that really. This is the second game in a row where he's had a really nice bounce pass inside of someone
Saw
cutting.
that.
And he
Saw
had a
that.
really nice one to Stu with that slam. And I heard Johnny Kane call it a thunder dunk, which is a Blaha term.
Tomahawk.
Yeah, thunder dunk. And then in the fourth, again, he stole it again. And then he scored over Harden and Lopez. Like, tough to do. Tough to do.
100%.
So I actually just, again, really appreciate his energy. Stacks, the stat sheet is just, hit every category basically. But only got 3 shots, but 2 of 3 for 4 points. Just didn't get it offensively, but just huge on defense. I think he's someone that I would have, like we talked about Duncan having, not making shots in 26 minutes. Ron was at 18. So, take 3 more away from Duncan to give 3 more to Ron just for some momentum. But he did what he was him to do. Yeah. I think he's also going to be fun to play when we play the Lakers. I think he's going to be really fun because he's not afraid of he
wants that.
Guard Harden and Kawhi. He's not going to be afraid to guard Luka and LeBron.
He wants it.
Yeah,
100%. Let's get to some comments here, guys. You guys are showing mad love tonight. Doug says, even after a loss, this show is so great. Thanks, Deuce and Sarah. Appreciate that, man. Y'all showing love tonight, man. Vulture says, I love this show. Thank you, man. Appreciate that as well. And then Charles also says, I love this. We appreciate, man. We love y'all. We got love for y'all, man. Y'all know we're going to show it right back to y'all. So we appreciate y'all, man, for sure.
We come in just as bummed as you guys, We
just try to keep it in perspective.
All talk through it. It's like a therapy session. Like, let's all talk through it. Yeah. We're going to jump to any conclusions. Let's just
for sure. So as far as what I saw, I thought he was one of the best players in the court tonight.
Yes.
I call him the ultimate box score deceiver. And tonight was another reason why. 4 points, but it felt like he was responsible for about 13 to 15 because of how many plays he made, whether it was making the right pass, creating stocks, getting out in transition, doing what we want to do best. That's the thing. Like, we were stuck in the mud offensively because we just couldn't get stops, right? And we had to play in the half court until Ron came in the game, until Stu came in the game. Even when Caris was playing, when he came in the game, he contributed to that. But those guys, led by Ron and Stu, they got stops. They created turnovers and they got out in transition, which is what we want to do. Ron is the perfect player for what we want to do. He came in right away and got stops, like you mentioned. Go ahead.
I was going to say, was he our only one that stole it and got it? I think we had one more. I think it was Cade. Yeah, Cade. That stole it and got it to the rim fast. Again, we didn't have many fast points or anything.
Yeah, he's great at that. He's one of those guys who can get steals and then not have to outlet. He can board and push.
Like, it's funny because we say, the pace tonight for the Clippers disrupted like a SARS play. It didn't disrupt Ron. It's just like, I'm still going to turn it on,
right.
Get it going.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just love how he plays, man. It's automatic. Like, he's going to do the same things every game. You can rely on him to play his role and to make an impact on the game. He does a great job of that, man. Like, once again, man, the transition offense off of the defense, like, not only was he like getting to the rim and finishing, which he's very good at, he got a crazy finishing bag. Like, his acrobatic finishes in traffic is crazy. But he was also dishing. He was diamond and dishing the ball, making great passes, like you mentioned, boss. And like I mentioned, his game just fits exactly who we are. That's why I think certain guys, you don't want to let them go.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that fits this team to a T. He's a culture guy. He plays physical defense. He turns it into offense. He moves the basketball. He moves himself. He's got a dog mentality. That's Ron Holland. And that's why he always plays well whenever he does. Go ahead, boss.
It's his second year, and, he had a little bit of the sophomore slump. We talked about it. And it was just more of like he couldn't find a rhythm. And now, I think he's pretty set in a rhythm on defense. And then the offense comes with it. It wasn't coming tonight, again, for anyone, like we mentioned. But, I feel like he's getting even just smarter. Because, again, how many – I want to see a couple personal fouls tonight. But, again, made some really – I think he was the best defender on Harden. And that's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy to say.
There were a few times, boss, where it looked like he was – Ron has got very good reflexes. He's got great reflexes. There was a few times where he'd have his hand out, and I'd be like, I'd be like, pull it back, Ron, pull it, because you know he's gonna try to bait, and he would try, and Ron would just pull up. Like he's got great reflexes, and he knows James's game, he knows Harden's game, right? So he knows he's gonna try to bait him. He did a good job of balancing it, like just being disruptive with his hands, but not letting him draw fouls on him, and then just still moving his feet, putting his hand behind his back, and playing good defense. Like he has the ability to be a very good defender, man. Yeah. He's already shown it, but just the way he plays physical, and he's learned. We've seen times in the past where he will play good defense, but be a little bit too physical, and he get a ticky-tack foul.
Yes.
Right? He's learning how to balance, how to toe that line. Like with more experience, he's getting better and better. And
I don't think it was a mindset thing. Like we know, I know he's aware that he's the rookie and he gets the short end of the stick going against guys like Kawhi and Harden. And like, while I think he was aware of that, I don't think it changed the way he defended at all, except because he has just been smarter lately. And him and Ausar, who we, have called, the two wings, him and Ausar were the only people to register both a steal and a block today.
Good point.
It's just that's just their game. So
good point.
Appreciated that. And I just think, he's nice and warm for LA. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Sorry, the Clippers.
But Lakers, for sure. So we'll leave it there on Ron. Good game from him, man. Impact player, as always, regardless of the box score. Yep. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's go to Savage Woo. Javonte Green, guys, had 7 points tonight on 3 of 4 shooting overall. 1 of 2 from 3, 3 boards in 13 minutes, boss. Take off.
Someone mentioned it way earlier, but he was a big reason for that little comeback in the fourth.
He was part of it, too.
Defense.
Gotta mention it.
3 for 4 is huge. And he missed his one shot and didn't take a lot of shots till the fourth, and they were kind of, sinking down. And I think he played, again, no fouls. He didn't play a ton of minutes, but 13 is respectable. It's more than Caris, So tonight, but he, the 3 rebounds in that time. Another one, this is a great defender. Just always is, when you notice him or you don't notice him, it's because he's in the right spot. And just moved around really well on the perimeter. So I liked what I saw from him tonight. And 7 points, that's nothing to scoff at. That's our fourth leading scorer tonight. So.
Crazy, right? That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's just one of those nights, man.
But yeah,
those things happen on road trips, though. It takes a lot of mental and physical stamina to stay locked in. Not saying that's an excuse, because these guys are professionals and that's what they're paid to do. But they're still human, man. They're still gonna have bad games.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Right. Yeah. It's a lot that happens on these road trips. So yeah, I thought he played pretty solid. I thought he ran the floor well. Had some nice finishes in the paint. He moved without the ball pretty well. And guys, fun fact, for the month of December as well, we mentioned Cade for December. Also Javonte Green is 4th in steals in the league this month. So Cade is 2nd. Javonte is 4th. And he's doing it in non-starter minutes, boss. Very
low minutes. Like less than, not even non-starter, but like third string almost, like less than 18 minutes.
Right. So another guy that when he comes into the game, like Ron, just makes that impact. So yeah, I have nothing bad to say about him. Not down a big 3 to help us try to get back into it, right? Just hitting timely shots. So I thought that was good as well. So yeah, I thought it was a solid game from Savage Woo.
Same.
All right. Let's go to our last 2 guys. They didn't play a lot, but we'll get to them anyway. Paul Reed, right? 3 points tonight. 3 points tonight.
We didn't get Stu yet either.
Oh, my bad. I missed Stu. Let's do Stu first. My bad. You're right. Let's get to Dog Pound Sr. Can't forget him. All right. Stu guys tonight had 8 points on 4-10 overall. All 1 from 3. 3 boards, 1 turnover, 2 blocks in 24 minutes. What did you see from Dog Pound Sr., boss?
That's when I kind of knew that the offense wasn't going to be there, because he was missing pretty badly right under the rim.
He was.
That's not like him. 4 of 11, and they were all right. I mean, he had a couple missed threes, but like they were all right there. That's when I was just like, there's just something.
It's that night, that kind of night.
That transition. So we had that block on Niederhausen in the first. And then the block on Kawhi, which was fouled up. Someone did come over to help, but it was a little too late. Brooke Lopez was just there, mostly because I don't think Brooke Lopez moves very fast. So he's just going to be around until he's getting crazy. Old. He's getting old there. But and then the Thunder dunk, as Johnny Kane and George Baja called it, was nice. It was just funny. He was making me laugh because he was complaining about some fouls, and I was like, we could see you pulling the jersey, like you're holding.
Yeah, he's trying to get away with it.
And he's just like, what?
Yeah,
it's funny. So not Stu's, but again, just speaks to what this game was. 2 blocks is great. The 4 rebounds, but we know, again, 4 of 11 is just not really him, and the 4 fouls, but otherwise, not his best game, but he did Stu things.
I mean, he's been very good around the rim this year.
Of course. Again,
Very good around the rim this year. And this is not even to say that you're getting on him because I know you're not.
Yeah.
It's just we got to remind ourselves after one game, chat, right? It's just one game, right? Yeah. And he's usually been money this year in that area when he catches, we've seen him in transition sometimes going and finishing by himself. So yeah, I thought he did some really good things. He had a nice drive to the hoop and finish from the top of the key, spin move, finish, right? Yeah. You mentioned the block on Kawhi, and I want to get to that because that just shows we know Stewart's a big guy. We know he's strong, but you got to have strong hands, guys, to be able to block a Kawhi Leonard block.
Because that man has also just big hands.
That is impressive, man. Like that is why he's not called the Claw for no reason. Yeah. Do you guys remember a few years back when Kawhi blocked Jamal Murray's dunk with a finger? I know you remember, boss. You were there. He blocked his shot with a finger. The tip of his finger blocked the shot. Whoa. Right? He's got strong, crazy big hands. So blocking a Kawhi Leonard dunk is not an easy thing to do. But that just shows you the strength of Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah.
Going toe to toe. That dude is a rock in the paint, man. So like I just want to point that out because we know that Kawhi's got some very strong hands, man. He palms that ball like an orange. So to be able to block a guy like that on that kind of play is tough. But one more thing.
Yeah.
Did you see the reaction that Stu had again? I mentioned last show, guys. Watch Stu's reaction when there's no backside help. When he makes a play. Did you see the reaction after the block when they got the putback layup? No backside help. My eyes went immediately to Stu when they got that putback layup because he gets annoyed with that. I forgot who it was that was supposed to come over. I don't remember.
I think it was Tobias. It might have been Javonte.
I forgot. I gotta go back and check.
I don't think it was Duren.
It wasn't JD. That usually rarely happens when they're both playing together.
Because that was pretty early on, and I don't think really any of our starters. Maybe Duncan was in, but
yeah, okay. But he was mad, and he always routinely gets mad. Like, come on, man, I'm going up and swatting this away. Can somebody rotate and help me? Like he hates that. He absolutely hates that.
And like you just said, I mean, it looks easy because it's Stu and he does it consistently. It's not easy. And like you just said about it's even harder on a guy like Kawhi. Like that exerted a lot of energy. So and for that effort to go unrewarded almost. But I will say, maybe James Harden should say thank you to him because if he had made that dunk, Kawhi would have beaten Harden's record. So
yeah, and the thing is, like when you're able to finish defensive possessions by helping on that's a momentum swing. Now you can hush the crowd because they're not clapping over a putback. Now you can get out and run instead of taking the ball out of the hoop. Like it's so many domino things that happen from not being able to help when he comes over to help you. Exactly. So I think that's why he gets so upset. Like a play that could get forgotten is one of these plays because they scored on that possession. Oh, blocked by Stu. Oh, put back over down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a momentum killer for you when you're trying to get stops and string stops together. So that's why I think he gets so annoyed. So we got to figure out a way to get him some help. Not calling any individual player out. I've seen multiple guys not come over and help and he get mad at. So we just got to collectively make sure that we're helping him because we know that more times than not, he's going to help you.
Right.
So that's how we're looking for with that. Go ahead.
That's one of your arguments too for a two big lineup is that especially Duren who had no foul trouble tonight.
Right.
That we can keep those two bigs down there to help each other out.
Facts. 100%, boss. Yeah, you got it. All right, let's go to our last two guys. Let's go to B-Ball Paul first, and then we'll hit Tink. Let's go to B-Ball Paul. Wow. Tonight, guys, he had 3 points, 1 of 3 overall, all 1 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 2 boards, 1 steal in 6 minutes, boss. What'd you see from B-Ball Paul tonight?
Impressive for 6 minutes. I saw him under the rim. He doesn't go away from the rim. I didn't like the tech, and he must have just been talking after they told him to stop.
I didn't even see it.
Because it was all talk, but, DJJ should have gotten it too.
That was terrible.
But I think
terrible.
I think he must have continued or said something wrong. And I understand why Derrick Jones Jr. might have been a little annoyed because he just got back from injury and he got pushed, a bit. So I understand that because I think one of our guys might react the same. But then it's just kind of like, don't post up. They had another guy, this young guy. I didn't see who it was, but then he came over to stared Reed down, and I'm just like,
I'm like Derrick Jones, bro. You built like a stick, bro. Yeah. Like, come on, man. You're not gonna do nothing with Paul Reed, especially this year's Paul Reed, who's put on a lot of muscle. Like, come on, bro.
And so that was pretty funny. It can't be a Pistons. I mean, JB got tech too, but wouldn't be a Pistons game without some sort of altercation. Bigger
of course.
Ball. But I liked his nice and one move.
That was
It
nice.
weird footwork. It
That was
required-
nice.
It was pretty, and he didn't make that 1-3.
Yeah.
It was a bummer because he wanted to.
He usually more times than not knocks him down when he's
That's what I'm
open.
saying.
I was surprised by the airmail tonight. I ain't gonna lie.
Right? Yeah, the airmail was bad. I was just like, I know he doesn't want to hear from the crowd either, but he had again a steal, 2 rebounds in 6 minutes. Like, just always out there, just like kind of Ron. Like all of the guys on the bench, they come out and they want to play their best.
Yep.
And I'm actually really glad that he got close to 6 minutes tonight because, again, like someone said, they want to see Stu start next week. Like, I want to see him get more minutes to stay warm. They say he's always ready to come in and everything. But if you get warm in a game like this, which I was also even thinking, like, if we didn't pull as close as we did in the fourth, like if I was JB, I'd send in a bunch of the guys that haven't been playing in this road trip so that they can get a little bit warmed up for the next game because I think we're just going to want to come out hard. But so that's what I think he can take away from this too, and that he did just go out there and do his job. So I like this. It was good to see him. I love seeing B-ball. And when he got that foul on Kawhi, I believe, and JB just said, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I like that.
Like, don't worry about it, B-ball. You did the right thing.
Yep.
Because he did. And I think he just got a little bit too much arm. Or again, these vets kind of get, the benefit of the doubt sometimes. So because it wasn't a hard foul, it wasn't a silly foul. It was just going for the ball, and then he ended up with some arm.
Yep.
That's it. So I appreciated that from him and from Coach.
Yeah, man. I think Paul Reed is why Stu needs to start too.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for me to watch him get 6 minutes a game. He usually comes in and makes the most of every second he's out there. Right. More times than not, he's impacting in a positive way. So I think once again, if you start Stu with JD, it just fixes so many problems. The foul trouble, the finishing possessions, getting B-ball Paul involved, getting to your identity of running and playing deep. Like, I just think that would help a lot. And I think he would be one of the benefactors as well as winning that lineup for the reasons that we already mentioned. Not going to be a dead horse, but would have liked to see more Paul Reed. But once again, I thought he was solid in the minutes that he played. So we'll leave it there. And we will go, boss, to Daniss Jenkins, who played a whopping 2 minutes. He didn't score. He missed his only shot. Turnover. I can't even really evaluate that. Just
a turnover is all he put up.
Yeah. And it's hard to come in cold in the second half. Back-to-back games, we haven't played at all in the first half. And, and we've seen him multiple times when he does come in the second half without playing in the first half and make an impact. So
I think he should have gotten a little bit longer to see if he could heat up.
Yep, me too.
I consider him one of our more reliable scorers.
Yep.
We just haven't seen a lot of him in order for him to be reliable. I mean, you can only put up so many shots in a certain amount of time, especially the way that, we weren't getting the offense really going tonight. So yeah, he was pulled. It was just kind of just like a dud night for him in terms of he just didn't. There's nothing I can say. It was just the minutes weren't impactful enough for him. But not worried about it. I think hopefully we just see more of him against the Lakers. It's just funny because we have been doing closer to 15, or not 15, a 10 guy rotation the past few games. We got a couple more guys in tonight.
Agreed.
Just if you're gonna put him in for 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and again with Paul, might as well put him in for 5, see what happens. But
do you know how many more games he has with us, boss? Because you made that great point about you want to see him play when he does play. You don't want to see him just play 2 minutes because you're kind of wasting the game.
Yeah, but I honestly
point.
Again, Duncan he didn't play 30 minutes or anything, but it would have been nice since he wasn't hitting to see Daniss at least get 6-7 minutes. Yeah. Also, can't complain too because Ivy got 30, and I'd rather Ivy start to get a little bit more warm. I'd rather him have those minutes as well. I think everything else was pretty fair. I don't think that there were really minutes to take away tonight because some people, other than Cade who played 32 and Jalen who played 31, everyone else played under. And then Ivy who played 28, everyone else played under 25.
Yeah, that's true. I like this comment here because I think this is something to look at, boss.
Yeah.
Because especially here's the biggest reason for me. Well, 2 reasons. The first reason is the fact that we only have 2 pure point guards, and he is one of the 2, along with Cade being the other. Right. Yeah. Those are your true point guards. Right. Yeah. So I think you got to have those guys play every game just to make sure that the offense is organized and being ran well while you're in the game. Right. So you can get to what you want to get to. And then also, though, boss, as we're trying to get a consistent rotation, it's hard to have that when you have guys who aren't consistently available.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my thing. Like Caris, it's not his fault. His body is his body, but we just know that he struggled to consistently stay healthy. He's had games here. You've mentioned he doesn't play a lot of back-to-backs. You know what I mean? Like things like that make it hard for other guys, I think, to get in a consistent rhythm when the rotation isn't consistent.
Yeah.
And we know that Daniss he's fresh. Like he's ready to go. So I think the fact that he is a point guard and he can consistently play night to night is why I wouldn't mind perhaps seeing that, especially with a guy like Jaden, who has a similar skill set to Caris, maybe at a higher level, in my opinion, is coming along.
And yeah, there was a game a couple of weeks ago that I really thought that they had gotten it down because they played consistent minutes, and I was like, this is our first string, this is our second string, and it was like Jenkins with LeVert, because LeVert's not a point guard. It was like with LeVert, Ivy, Stu, and I think Green, and they played really well together. And I think Ivy will switch with Duncan because I think Duncan and LeVert also play well together. They just are in different rotations at the moment. Obviously, they have they went to Michigan and stuff together.
Yep, that's true.
So you guys all know that I like LeVert, and I
do too. Yeah, I feel you.
Last time, like with Eric, like how he mentioned that like LeVert is good for us, except when we need him the most. So and that's just kind of where he's learning and everything. But as someone who still likes LeVert, I would now, just based on what we've seen these last few games, how it's consistently been like LeVert not showing up at the right moments or not when we need him to, or not fulfilling what we need him to do. Now I would start to mess with that and put in Jenkins over. This is when I would be like, okay,
this is the time.
We need someone else. So whether it's just still getting used to things, still just figuring out the units, all that stuff. Because again, Jenkins with LeVert is a very big possibility as well. But now, after just a few games of LeVert, just kind of playing this way, I would like to see give it to Jenkins and see if that works better. Right.
And
see it. We need something that works just a little bit better.
Exactly. And my thing is, like Jamoke says, I think Jenkins tries to do too much sometimes in his minutes if he's not. I mean, if you're only playing 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, you have a propensity to do that. He's trying to be an impactful player because he doesn't know how long he's going to be. Yeah. If he's getting consistent 15 to 20 a game, he can settle in and he can just play his game. It's hard when you're coming in the second half of games and you're being asked to help bring the team back in half of a game. That's hard to do. If you let him start the game, get into a lather, get warm, get loose, get comfortable, he's not going to press. He's going to go out there and do what he does at a higher level. And that's why I think he should get more minutes to start the game. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, because someone mentioned it earlier too. I don't know where exactly the comment is, but what he needs, right here. Thing is, Daniss has to thrive in those unfair minutes as his identity. So that's he wants to come in and just show what he can do so he can stay out there. And he didn't really get the chance. He got one shot off. So I don't think that's a fair enough chance. But again, like it just wasn't rolling for anyone really on offense. So
yeah.
But yeah, I do think, when he comes in and has those short minutes, it's because he wants to go out and make a difference. Like they get it. He's the first, whenever they get, I just noticed that whenever there's a timeout, he's the first one off the bench to greet everybody.
Oh yeah. I love his energy, man.
Because he's in it. He's up on the bench. He's yelling guys. He isn't enjoying this time with us, and he wants the Pistons to succeed as well, and he just wants to play his part. And tonight he didn't have enough minutes to really do that, but when he does go out there, he's trying. He's definitely trying, and I think that's why you see it as like it could look a little messy, a little like too much. It's because he's excited to try. He's excited to help us get back into it because he's done it for the season multiple times already. It's been a little bit. Like because we relied on him a lot with our injuries and stuff. So he's had to, pull back on his minutes and his contributions a little bit, which I'm sure is a little tough, but he's ready.
He's definitely ready. And I think like I've seen just his vibes. I've seen times where because you've seen guys a lot of time when there's a pass to open guy and the guy knocks down the shot, you see him point at each other. Like I see him do that on misses. When he makes good passes to guys and they miss a shot, he's like just keep shooting, bro. Keep shooting. It's all good. We're good. That was a good possession. Like even on he's just a positive guy who encourages guys, keeps guys' confidence up. I love what he brings. So I want to see him more. I just want to see more of that. Yeah, it's great to know your role, bro. So it's hard to know your role when you're not getting it consistently. So that's my only thing. Hope he gets more minutes. DMG says it feels like the bench other than Stu was just a hodgepodge of guys figuring stuff out. Yeah, we're deep. I wouldn't even say it's a hodgepodge because I think it's like we have a lot of great. I know what you're saying. We have a lot of great guys
for a while for the first season. And so now it is just like figuring it out. And I talked about it because I've talked to you about it. I keep predicting, like, I think this is when it's going to be together. And so my latest prediction is that, you know, this road trip for the West Coast is a test because it's our first West string and our first large road trip of the season. So it's I think that and then going into the new year will be the real test of like who really is going, like how the lineups are going to look a little more.
Exactly.
They're working towards it. Like, like the past few games, I feel like we have to see more like 10 guys instead of 12.
Yeah. And I think he's been kind of shortening rotation a little bit. I got to give him credit for that, right? It's been a little bit tonight. A lot of guys played. But I do think the last few games, you've seen them go with like 9 guys, 10 guys, and just trying to see what they can give you in those games and give them those minutes in those games. Like, okay, this is your night. Okay, this is your night. Just to see what those guys can do with a fair shake.
And you know what? Since, you know, LeVert went out with knee soreness and we had the depth, I'm predicting they sit him. I'm predicting that he doesn't play. And I think we'll see more Ivey and more Daniss. I
think that's a good thing. For him and for us, just so we can have some kind of consistently. And then when we need him, just so we know he's there.
The fans, too, you guys have your own opinions and theories. So being able to see LeVert out and someone else in, you know, then you can see how that works and come back with feedback as well. And so it's just a little bit more exciting because that's what we talked about like early in the season where we were a little healthier. We didn't have everyone healthy. It's exciting to see who could step up and get in these rotations.
Exactly.
I predict especially I know it's not a back-to-back, but since it's a road trip and he went out with the soreness, I could see them just being like, hey, it's not
shut down for now.
Yeah, which is what they did to Duncan and earlier and everything. And I'm actually something we haven't really mentioned is I know that he came back last game, but Ron looks good for a guy that had, you know, an injury earlier.
He was out,
So I think he's feeling good, and maybe the second game that he was out was a little bit precautionary as well. So.
I think he's going to do well over this next 10-game stretch. I just have a feeling that Ron's going to really start playing well for us or continue playing well. So we'll see.
Miserable in the game that he did.
I know. So 2 games.
I need to give out. Yeah, the games. He's just excited. I just remember one of them. They like put on the bench. And angry.
Look, I was like, I hope he didn't see something in the micro imaging that was wrong. I was hoping like, hope it ain't nothing that he saw that they told him doctors. I was like,
That's what.
But it was cool.
Some people were thinking is like he looks sad. Because he has an injury that's taken him out, but I think he just wanted to get it. I think it was the game that we won. I think it was against the Kings. Honestly. I don't think, or the Blazers. The Blazers, was he out the 2 games that we won? Yeah.
I think so.
Back the games we lost. That's not on him though. But
no, because we were saying we saw right away, even though we did win those games, when he came back, he still showed why he is a big part of this team, which is how he plays. Yeah.
And we missed him because we just showed how we missed him because he is just energetic, energizer bunny, momentum. You just get excited. He helps keep everybody in it.
So guys, the Pistons will not have to travel far to finish off their 5-game road trip. Started off well, right? Went 2-0 to start. Then we lost our last 2, you know, and now we finish it up going to Crypto Arena. And the Intuit Dome where they played the Clippers is only about 20 minutes from Crypto Arena. So they won't have to go far to travel for their last game. So the Pistons will try to go 3-2 on their road trip, right?
Which after that predicted would be the record.
You know what I'm saying? You know, your boy might have called 3-2 to finish, you know. But I still think that'll be a good trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Absolutely. I mean, it's a winning trip. And again, the West Coast is the first test. And, you know, I think that, I don't know, the last 2 games were a little tough. Hopefully it looks like we're in a little bit of a slump and teams get so yeah, I'm just curious. I think we'll be okay. And I'm excited. I'm more so excited because when we don't play the way we usually do, it feels like a letdown. Like you feel like now I gotta wait because that wasn't Detroit Pistons basketball tonight. That was just trying to get something going, and it just wasn't working out because we don't shoot that many threes. We don't miss that many threes. Yeah, we don't play that much half court offense. You know, like it just wasn't it tonight. So on to the next. On to the next. On to the next. No overreactions. I appreciate it. It feels like, you know, there was a lot at the beginning. People have kind of calmed down.
Yeah. Perspective is something we try to bring. We keep it a stack, but at the same time, we don't overreact. That rhyme. Don't hit the player, hit the game. Bars. Anyway, guys, we will leave it there, man. Been a great show, guys. We looking forward to the next game when the Pistons play the Lakers. Hopefully they can finish this trip off right. You got anything else, boss?
Nope. Other than, did you see Did you see Jose Alvarado land a punch?
Oh, Mark Williams. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Was crazy. That was crazy. The way he was punching up at him was insane. Like, bro, man. He's fearless, man. I like Alvarado, man. I like his fight. I like the dog that he brings for sure.
And then going into Lakers, they will not have Austin Reeves. Someone brought it up earlier.
Right.
Will be out. Obviously they're still dangerous. Anytime you play a guy, just like anytime you play a guy like Kawhi, anytime you play a guy like LeBron, it's dangerous. Anytime you play a guy like Luka, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that like the Clippers aren't known for defense, but the Lakers aren't stopping us like the Clippers did tonight. Like they played no defense.
Right.
So as long as we can, if we can get out in transition, we got it.
That's the key. But we gotta get stops, man. Like that's what I was saying. That was the thing I was saying. I was worried about, boss. Is like some of these Western Conference teams, like even though they may not score a ton of points, they have a lot of offensive output that they can bring. Right. So I was kind of worried about how we're going to respond to some of these teams like a Utah or like a Clippers when they're on and they're playing efficient on both sides. It's tough.
Teams are on win streaks. Like we just have to hit them when they're clicking.
Right. They just So just shows what the West can do. So we got to make sure we do our best to try to get stops. Right. We gotta get stops. We gotta get stops. And once we do that, we can dictate play and we can get out and do what we do best. So we'll see how it goes, guys. But shout out to everybody who's here. I see you, Thugway. I see you, Doug, as always. Everybody, we appreciate you guys' comments and all you guys' support, man. We really means a lot to us. So y'all know we're going to continue to ride for y'all and ride for our Pistons the way we have done because y'all ride for us. And we appreciate that. So, guys, that is a wrap for tonight's show, man. Appreciate everybody showing up and showing out as you guys always do. And y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. See y'all Tuesday. Peace.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot. And I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking pundits, I hear your shade. Talking that chop, you must run this way. If the dog palm, mess around, find out, If the dog palm, mess around, find out, For some barbecue sauce, boy, you better crop a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're real for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better crop a hill, cause I'm like that.